Have you ever wondered what it takes to ascend the throne, and at what cost? Today, we tread the path of ambition and betrayal, a path well trodden by a certain Scottish general. It's a tale penned by the master himself, William Shakespeare, a tale steeped in prophecy and fate. It's the story of Macbeth, a man who dared to reach for the crown, unheeding of the consequences. Join us on this journey as we delve into the depths of Shakespeare's Macbeth. Our tale begins with a prophecy, a foretelling of power and a crown. In the misty Scottish moors, Macbeth encounters three witches, the Weird Sisters, who weave a prophecy that sets the stage for our tragic tale. They hail him by three titles: Thane of Glamis, which he already is; Thane of Cawdor, a title he is yet to receive; and then, most startlingly, as the future King of Scotland. This prophecy, the seed of ambition, is planted in Macbeth's heart, and from it grows a tree of deadly decisions. The witch's words ignite a spark within him, a spark that kindles the flames of ambition and desire for power. They fuel the fire that will eventually consume him and all he holds dear. Macbeth, once a noble and loyal soldier, finds himself ensnared in the witch's prophecy. His mind becomes a battlefield, grappling with the morality of his actions and the allure of the crown. The prophecy doesn't direct his actions. Instead, it becomes a mirror reflecting his deepest, darkest desires. This prophecy, while seemingly a gift, is a poison that seeps into his veins, corrupting his honor and pushing him towards a path drenched in betrayal and bloodshed. It is not the prophecy itself, but Macbeth's interpretation and reaction to it that seal his fate. Macbeth, now filled with ambition, sets forth on a path that will change his life forever. With the seed of ambition planted, Macbeth, aided by his wife, commits an unthinkable act. These words bear the weight of the fateful decision that would forever change the course of Macbeth's life. The murder of King Duncan, orchestrated by our protagonist Macbeth and his wife, Lady Macbeth, marks a turning point in their lives, filled with guilt, paranoia, and the haunting consequences of their actions. The plot thickens as they meticulously plan the regicide. The quiet of the night is shattered by the death of a king, and in the echoes of Duncan's last breath, Macbeth ascends to the throne. But this throne, attained through the spilling of royal blood, is not one of glory and power, but rather a symbol of the heavy burden they now bear. The psychological toll of their actions is profound. They quickly find that the throne brings not just power, but also a gnawing guilt, a relentless paranoia. Macbeth, once a respected warrior, now finds himself haunted by the ghost of the king he murdered. He is a man living in constant fear, his mind plagued by the thought of retribution. The blood on his hands, invisible to all but him, becomes a constant reminder of his heinous act. Lady Macbeth, the driving force behind the murder, also succumbs to the psychological torment. She, who once goaded her husband into committing the act, now sleepwalks through the castle, her guilt-ridden mind reliving the night of the murder. Her once strong and manipulative demeanor crumbles under the weight of their sin, leaving her a shell of her former self. Their ascension to the throne signifies not victory, but the beginning of their downfall. The once mighty Macbeth is now a paranoid king, and Lady Macbeth a guilt-ridden queen. Their story serves as a vivid reminder of the destructive power of unchecked ambition and the heavy price of power obtained through treachery. But as Macbeth soon learns, the crown is heavy with guilt and paranoia. As they spiral deeper into their guilt and madness, one begins to wonder, was the throne worth the price they paid? The throne attained, it is now the beginning of the end for our tragic hero. Macbeth, once a gallant and noble warrior, finds himself spiraling further into the abyss of his own making. As king, he is plagued by paranoia and guilt, his mind a battlefield as tumultuous as the one that first earned him his title. Sleep, that sweet balm of peace, eludes him. His hands, though scrubbed clean, still seem to him stained with the blood of his victims. His descent into madness is not a solitary journey. Lady Macbeth, once the steel in his spine, now sleepwalks through the castle, her mind haunted by the very deeds she once spurred her husband to commit. Their partnership, once a force to be reckoned with, crumbles under the weight of their shared guilt. Yet the story does not end here. The witches, those harbingers of chaos and confusion, return to the narrative with a second prophecy. They warn Macbeth to beware of Macduff, to fear no man born of a woman, and to remain confident until Birnam Wood comes to Dunsinane. Macbeth, already ensnared in the witch's web of words, interprets these cryptic prophecies as reassurances of his invincibility. But as the wheel of fortune turns, so does Macbeth's fate. His actions, driven by fear and suspicion, seal his doom. He orders the murder of Macduff's family, an act of cruelty that finally pushes his once loyal subjects into rebellion. Macduff, fueled by righteous vengeance, emerges as the true hero of this tragedy. Not born in the usual way, he is the man to fear. And when his army uses branches from Birnam Wood to disguise their numbers, the prophecy is fulfilled. In a climactic duel, Macbeth falls to Macduff's sword. His reign of terror, marked by blood and betrayal, ends in his own bloodshed. In the end, Macbeth's reign of terror concludes as violently as it commenced. Macbeth's tale is a cautionary one, filled with lessons about the perils of unchecked ambition. As we delve deeper into the narrative, it becomes clear that ambition, when left uncontrolled, can lead to one's downfall. It is this unruly ambition that drives Macbeth to commit regicide, an act that ultimately precipitates his demise. He is consumed by a desire for power, a lust that blinds him to the moral implications of his actions. Yet, ambition isn't the only force at play here. Let's not forget the destructive power of guilt. Macbeth's conscience, symbolized by the infamous bloody hands, is a constant reminder of the bloodshed he has orchestrated. His guilt gnaws at his sanity, manifesting as chilling hallucinations and sleepless nights. It's a vivid depiction of how our actions, particularly those driven by selfish desires, can weigh heavily on our conscience, leading to psychological torment. But there's more to Macbeth than a tale of ambition and guilt. It also serves as a poignant reminder of the inevitability of fate. The witch's prophecies, though initially seen as a catalyst for Macbeth's actions, ultimately reflect the predetermined nature of his downfall. Despite his desperate attempts to alter his destiny, Macbeth's fate is sealed. It's a sobering lesson on the futility of trying to control what's beyond our reach. And so, we are left to ponder the price of ambition and the cost of a crown. Macbeth serves as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of unchecked ambition, the debilitating effects of guilt, and the unalterable nature of fate. It's a narrative that forces us to reflect on our own desires, our moral compass, and our acceptance of the things we cannot change. This, in essence, is the enduring lesson of Macbeth, that power, when sought without conscience or restraint, can lead to one's downfall. And so we are left to ponder the price of ambition and the cost of a crown. In the grand scheme of literature, Macbeth stands as a timeless testament to the human condition. Over the span of this discourse, we've journeyed through the tumultuous life of Macbeth, a character who distills the essence of ambition, guilt, and the relentless pursuit of power into a potent brew that still intoxicates readers centuries after its creation. A tale spun by the master storyteller William Shakespeare, Macbeth is more than a mere play. It's a mirror held up to society, reflecting our darkest fears and deepest desires. We started our journey with a prophecy where three witches foretold of Macbeth's rise to kingship. This prophecy, though seemingly a boon, proved to be the catalyst that set Macbeth on a path of destruction. It showcased the dangers of ambition unbridled, where the pursuit of power can blind us to the consequences of our actions. Our journey then led us to the throne, a symbol of power and authority, attained not through rightful succession, but through a devious act of regicide. This act, spurred by the prophecy and Lady Macbeth's unflinching resolve, served as a stark reminder of the lengths to which people will go to attain what they desire. The downfall of Macbeth, a once revered warrior, was a poignant illustration of the repercussions of our actions. Guilt, paranoia, and the inevitable consequences of his deeds led Macbeth to his tragic end, a somber note on the impermanence of power attained through unjust means. Finally, we reflected on the lessons Macbeth imparts. A narrative steeped in the exploration of ambition, power, guilt, and consequence, Macbeth serves as a cautionary tale. It warns us of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the inevitable downfall that follows when power is sought at the cost of one's morality. And with that, we bid farewell to the tragic tale of Macbeth, a tale as timeless as the human condition itself.